Welcome back to the Recovering Perfectionist podcast, the official podcast of the dance wellness community. I am here with a very special guest today, Ian Parsons, and he is our first official ambassador for ballet, which is so very exciting.
For me, the thing that I want to communicate to people is that ballet is still a vital language of the arts that helps people to feel something and to be transported away. The very first thing I ever did in the professional arts world was actually a television pilot for the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. I was 3 years old. I feel like my entire life has been sort of trying something out and realizing that this is not quite the right fit. So then you end up changing things a little bit,
Yeah.
and I auditioned for Les Ballets de Monte Carlo, which is in Monaco. And it's an international touring company. So they are the reason why I've been to China and Japan and, believe it or not, Syria. While I love classical ballet and, putting on a pair of white tights and going out there and doing Swan Lake, the thing that really spoke to me as a dancer was sort of the more neoclassical repertoire. I ended up doing the West End revival of Cabaret. I did the UK tour of Cats for 14 months as a swing. And when my agent would call up for auditions, I started turning her down because of teaching commitments. And it was at that moment that I realized
Mm,
teaching is actually the thing that I have the biggest passion for. Back to
okay.
Toronto, back to the National Ballet School, because they have a 2-year teacher training program for former professional dancers. And then at the end of the 2 years, the director at the time gave me a job teaching on faculty at the school. So that was ultimately the full circle moment. I'm not sure how much I like the expression that ballet is the root of all dance forms, because there are so many dance forms that come from all corners of the world
Right.
that never met ballet simply because of the nature of history and migration. I think ballet, it is unique in the overall clarity and specificity of the movements. When you are the leader of something, whether consciously or not, you put on stage the things you like to see.
Right.
And he liked to see tall, very skinny dancers with a small head, very pale, etc. And that, for worse, has become the image of classical ballet in pretty much the whole world for
Yeah.
most of the 20th century. There is
Yeah.
also a big body image issue for men. What we do is so subjective. You just have to find the director or the person or whatever who appreciates what it is that you have to offer. One of our consultants, she said, I think that dancers make the best administrators. Their work ethic, their sense attention to detail, their being able to take the directions, and for better or for worse, they're perfectionists. Being a perfectionist, you're right, doesn't translate to real life at all. And actually, I don't think it really translates to dance. Perfection is not what we should be striving for, but I
That's
love how
true.
you said striving for excellence, because
Yeah.
that is ultimately, that is what we mean. Excellence seeker.